Next on All Access.
Waits to pick an opening, runs to the left side, and he's finding his way into the end zone!
I'm Dan Roach. I'll tell you why the Patriots are still optimistic as they hit their bye weekend.
Once we finally put it all together, there's definitely hope for this team.
I'm Scott Zolak, and we'll break down Drake Maye's play against the Colts.
And now, here's the lane to run, and he just takes off.
I'm Mike Reed. How important are the results for the Patriots in the final 4 games of the season?
And I'm Steve Burton. Those stories plus we go one-on-one with Drake Maye.
That's been an adjustment for sure from college, but I think at the same time we got something to look forward here for the Patriots in the future, and looking forward to seeing what that's like.
All Access begins right now. Close, but not good enough at the end as New England drops their 3rd straight. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. When they had to have it, the Colts made more plays than the Patriots, who now enter their bye weekend at 3-10. We'll take the time to analyze what went wrong and what the last 4 weeks of the year should look like. But we'll kick things off with the sights and sounds from Sunday's frustrating loss to Indianapolis.
Let's go, fellas, man. Play fast, play free, man. Come on, man. This is enjoyment. This is enjoyment, bro. Let's go, bro. Playmakers on 3, 1, 2, 3. Playmakers. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's get. Let's go.
Runner! We got a tackle early and start fast! Let's go!
It's a great day to go out there and show who we are. Show who we are, dog. You bet. Show us the way. Show us the way.
Get it. Wide eyes on me. Wide eyes on 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's what I'm saying. Let's rock, man. Y'all know y'all can do that. I believe in y'all. I know y'all believe in y'all. We all we got. Let's rock, man. Handoff for Stevenson. Big hole up the middle. A burst across the 40. There we go. Angles left 45-50. Outrunning 2 Colts to the near sideline. And he's tripped up with a diving tackle made. The snap, swing of the right leg. The kick lifted to the uprights is good. And the Patriots strike first.
Sorry. We got to finish. We got to finish. Good drive. Good drive. Nice drive. That's how you get down here. What are they talking about? We down.
Second down at 11. Shotgun snap to Richardson. Push up the middle. Throw down the middle. It's tipped. It's going to be intercepted by Ellis off the deflection from Tabai. He does a U-turn at the 45. He's tackled at the 41. Step to the right. Gibson off the left hip of May. Screens it left for Douglas. He gets to the outside, but he's brought down. Terrific tackle.
That's it, 3. That's it.
Leading forward, May takes a low snap, backs up. Stands in, throws back shoulder. Cooper catches. He's in for touchdown. Let's go!
Let's be patient on the edge. The ball carrier is running with good patience, so we got to be patient.
Taylor runs it to the right side, trying to get outside. Chased by Duggar. Strung out of the play. Duggar Howell chops him down outside the 5 at the 7-yard line. Handoff Gibson. Waits to pick an opening. Runs to the left side. And he's finding his way into the end zone. Antonio Gibson. Touchdown, Patriots. Play fake by Richardson on the drop. Steps up, throws down the middle. Pass is intercepted. Christian Gonzalez breaks in front of Pierce. He picks it off at the 48-yard line of New England.
Hey, all pro Gonzo, bud. Yes, sir.
Sly of the Patriots trying to hit from 68. The snap is down. The kick. The kick is sailing to the goalpost. The kick is just short. The Patriots fall by the 25-24 final.
Welcome, everyone, to our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Yes, it's a bye week, but we have to break down what happened in this Patriots game. Is it that simple that the Colts made the plays and the Patriots just didn't?
This really was a game I felt the Patriots should have won. I think they were the better team for the vast majority of the 60 minutes, but you just hit it in a nutshell. When the plays had to be made, 4th downs on the last drive, red zone, Patriots 2 for 6 in close, not enough points on all those drives, and you got to give the Colts credit, 3 for 3 when they had their opportunities, 3 for 3 on 4th down. They did make the plays.
Yeah, I do give the Colts credit, but I have to be honest. When you get the ball back with 7:59 left in the 4th quarter at your own 48-yard line after a terrific Christian Gonzalez interception.
With momentum.
Yep.
I feel like, to me, like, it's hard to come out of that game and say, you know what, let me just tip the cap to the opponent. You know, like, I feel like the more appropriate response is, man, we let that one get away.
So, Mike, I know what you're saying, but clearly that drive was the key of the game, wasn't it?
To me, it was one of the keys. 2 straight runs, the second one for negative yardage, some blocking struggles up front, and then Drake took a sack on 3rd and long. And I think if you can possess the ball there, I mean, that's key.
Yeah, what I really didn't like about it is there's, as Mike said, about 8 minutes left in the game. The goal here shouldn't be milk clock. The goal here is get one more score, take a 2-score lead into the last 5 minutes, and you're going to win, I don't care, 90 whatever percent of NFL games in that situation. They got conservative, I thought, and it was really funny. They got 2 turnovers in this game, Mike, and they went 3 and out after both of them. They ended up kicking a field goal on one of them, but you needed right there a 1st down. I would have liked to have thrown the ball. Drake Maye had 6 incomplete passes this entire game. What are the chances on 2nd and 8, you're not going to throw the ball twice and get at least 1 conversion?
I just want to build off what Paul said. I feel like the standard should be like, let's go get it. Like, this is our go time. This is where we drive the stake into the heart of the opponent. And so to your question, Steve, of like, do we just, you know, did the Colts just make the plays? Like, they did, but I feel like the Patriots allowed them to get in that position. And that is what made, I came out of that game feeling like disappointed.
Yeah, I agree. And I hear you.
Absolutely. They can't get out of their own way
well,
sometimes.
That's my next question.
Well,
why
I'm going to
is
steal
that
it
the
from
deal?
you because that's exactly what happened, Steve. You know, again, it's play calling on that drive, and then, you know, you go on defense and it's a pass interference call, or, you know, maybe a questionable reception on the sideline. Maybe you want to challenge that. It's really widespread. It's some performance, and I thought it spoiled the performance in a lot of good areas. I thought there were a lot of positives in the game that we haven't seen recently. I thought Alex Austin, as an example, Mike, I thought had really tight coverage at times, but then he gets a bad pass interference in a key spot. Sort of ruins, you know, his afternoon. I just think until they can learn to avoid the penalties that cost you games, it's really hard to win games.
And you can't get down the red zone and settle for threes.
Yeah, two of 6 in the red zone, and I sort of went through each drive to see if there was a common thread, and 3 penalties in the red zone, so that sets you back pretty far.
All right, guys, well, don't go far because we got you coming up later on in the show as well. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Coming up on All Access,
we break down Drake Maye's performance in our Player Spotlight.
And what I love here is the anticipation, because this is what I think you're seeing Drake realize. In the NFL, this is open.
And later, a conversation with the Patriots rookie quarterback.
More about what they're doing on the other side of the ball will only help me get the checks down faster, get the hot routes faster, get in and out of plays faster. I think that will all help down the road.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. Buy Sports Illustrated tickets. 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. 0 fees. Fans deserve better. Visit SITickets.com today. And buy Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
Tamara Brown coming to you from North Quincy High School to honor Ryan Craig as our Patriots High School Football Coach of the Week. Coach Craig led the Raiders to a double overtime victory over Quincy.
It's caught! Touchdown, North Quincy!
Coach Craig deserves Coach of the Week because he's just always believed in us.
He's one of the toughest guys we know. He represents North Quincy very well.
You know, his leadership and his motivation, his drive and passion for this game, it helps all of us.
Last week was what it was all about. It was a great game. The legacy, all of that bragging rights, all that good stuff that happens on Thanksgiving. The dinner even tasted better, didn't it? Coach, let's give Coach a nice round of applause. On behalf of the Kraft family and the New England Patriots Charitable Foundation, we want to say in your honor that we name you this week's Coach of the Week. Congratulations.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now to sit down, do our weekly talk with Jerod Mayo, the head coach. Quick thoughts on the game against the Colts for you. Like, what was your takeaway?
Yeah, I would say offensively is one of our better games. Obviously, the red area was disappointing, but as far as moving the ball through the air and also running, I thought those guys did a great job. Just like we say, like, we can't run the ball, starts up front. When we can run the ball, starts up front. I thought Layden and the rest of those guys actually had a pretty good game. It was encouraging to see what those guys were able to do. Defensively, we just got to be better. We have to be better. You know, we doubled their yardage and all that stuff, but when you have 17, 18-play drive and not be able to close the game out, you know, in those fourth down conversions, 3 on the last drive, it's disappointing. And we have to get better, and we will get better. And I would say special teams-wise, obviously we missed the one short field goal, and at the end there it was close, but just didn't get it done.
And you mentioned the offense, one of your better days. Drake said it after the game. We felt like we're becoming dynamic. I mean, I remember calling it, and there's 6 different guys that had 3 catches.
That's right.
That's trending upward for you guys, right?
It is, and I would say, you know, the tight end room has been a strength all year, and I feel like the chemistry between Drake and all of the tight ends is definitely a huge piece. I would also throw, you know, Bell in there, 88. I think he's done a good job, and he's grown. Like, throwing him in the same bucket as Layden. Bell's making contributions on special teams and offensively, which is encouraging to see. But overall, this game came down to the red area and really not taking advantage of sudden change opportunities.
The defensive issues, too, it's got to drive you nuts.
Yeah, 100%. It drives me nuts. And again, especially that last drive, not being able to make a stop is unfortunate.
Gonzo gets the pick. You look at the clock, and I'm staring at it, okay, we got 7 and change there. The thought process is we want to milk the clock, but we also want to protect, you know, our quarterback. We don't want to put him out there. We want to grind it out. And the second down is really what screwed you up, right?
No, for sure. And then I would also say, like, you know, anytime you miss a kick or miss scoring opportunities, it's always frustrating.
People think bye week, as a former player, I'm like, yes, get away, go on vacation or something. That's not the case. What do you want to accomplish this week as a coach?
Well, yeah, we have a couple of practices coming up, and then those guys will go reset. And then me, as well as the coaching staff, we'll do a reflection of the season so far and what we need to do to get better going forward. And then there's also the scouting element of it, just making sure that we're all on the same page.
A lot of young guys, what's your message to them before they leave?
Yeah, be safe. I think the number one thing for me is caring about them as men, to be safe and make good decisions, reflect on what you have done as an individual, what you can do better going forward, and come back refreshed. You know, come back refreshed, and we have 4 games, and we got to put some games together.
All right, it's time now for Ask Me Almost Anything. This comes from Mike C. Hey, it's that time of year. Christmas is coming. You got the big guy up in the North Pole. He's making a naughty list. Who's the good list? These last 4 games, you're Santa Claus. Are you putting who's on the naughty, who's on the nice? And are you looking at who wants to be part of this rebuild as we move forward into the offseason?
Yeah, 100%. I've never been shy about saying, you know, this season will be a failure if we get to the end of the season and not know what we actually have. And so that's definitely part of the situation these last 4 weeks.
All right, thanks a lot, Jerod. And if you want to ask the coach a question like Mike did, you have to go to patriots.com/askcoach. All right, Jerod will be back later in the show, and we'll have, he'll be back for Sideline Mayo. That's right, brought to you by Helmets. That's next.
Welcome back to All Access presented by GEICO. The last 4 games of the year will speak volumes about this Patriots team. Dan Roach looks at how New England wants to finish out the season.
They hit their bye week at 3-9, and having week 13 off gives them some time to replenish.
Refresh mentally, refresh physically, and be safe. Enjoy your time off and come back ready to go.
It's been a long season from training camp to now, so it's good for us to just get a little rest on our mental, reset the body, just get back to it.
When they return, the Pats hope to show improvement with their defense. On their current 3-game losing streak, opponents are averaging 29 points and 321 total yards per game.
Yeah, just playing complete ball. As a defense, just getting stops, getting the ball back to the offense, because with Drake back there, he can make things happen.
Yes, on the positive side, Drake Maye continues to develop as the rookie looks more and more comfortable running the show.
The sky's the limit for him. He can run, he can throw, he's smart, he has the size, he lowers his shoulders on linebackers. So, the sky's the limit for him if you ask me. So, just continue to be who he is, a super humble guy, but also very confident. You can see how he plays. So
week by week, you see how more confident he gets, and you see him walking around, and you see him just having fun in that Drake smile. You know how it is. So you just see him walking around. He always has that confidence about him, and you know how he takes control of the huddle. He gets in there and he says, "All right, let's go to work." Basically, we rally behind him.
And with Maye improving, it looks like this team may be finally on their way up.
I wouldn't say go up because we're not getting that where we want to be, and that's winning. I feel like once we finally put it all together, there's definitely hope for this team.
The Patriots offense produced a season-high 422 yards against the Colts. It was their highest total since 409 yards in November of 2022 at Minnesota. For Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for your player spotlight. Brian Hoyer joins me again to take a look at some of the good and maybe some of the bad of Drake Maye against the Colts. So we're going to start with the 41-yard run here.
Yeah, this was a great job by Drake. I think the one thing that he's realizing, and you see him getting better with this each week, is stepping up in the pocket. So he sets the pocket right there. You see these edge rushers, they get to here. Now the interior line, they've done a good job. Step up. We let the play run. They're playing man coverage. So who do they not have in man coverage? The quarterback. Sometimes they can give you a spy, but they're just playing cover one with an extra linebacker right here. No one on Drake. He feels it. He steps up. And this is what I like to see him do. Instead of going out of the back, step up into the pocket, and now here's the lane to run, and he just takes off. What I love here is, even for a guy who had a concussion, slid late, he's aggressive. He cuts back, he feels the running lane, and even right here, aggressive to go down with the ball for a huge gain, which was, look, this is what you get excited about, a guy who can not only drop back and throw, has a big arm, but has the athleticism to take off and run and make him pay in man coverage more than one way.
And as you advance this thing too, looking even ahead to the other 4 games of next year, teams are going to have to start putting a spy on this guy. It's like Lamar and Josh Allen when you play those guys because of the threat against man.
And then sometimes when you do that, you only rush 3. So now you have longer to pass. So it's kind of a pick your poison. When you have a guy who's capable of doing something like this, you got to account for him some way, somehow. So,
okay, red zone issues against the Colts. You obviously missed a kick. We're going to take a look at the interception that Hunter Henry. What are you seeing here? It's,
to me, they're thinking the right thing. They're just not on the same page, and this is where a young quarterback, and he talks about Hunter Henry all the time being his safety blanket. Hunter feels the coverage. He feels this backside hook player coming right here. There's a hole, and Drake throws a quick on time, which you like to see, but we'll see it from the end zone here. ideally what you'd like to do is hit Hunter on his left hip. And Drake's doing a great job. We always talk about low ball on the goal line.
The height is good, low ball, right.
This is exactly where you want to go, but as we let it go, you see, I think he thinks Hunter's going to continue to run. Hunter sees this backside linebacker, so he wants to sit in between these two guys. And the timing's there, it's just they're not on the same page, and unfortunately, the luck of the draw, it bobbles up in this interception here in the red zone, which, you know, this and the one drive you get down the 1 yard line, you get a penalty. I mean, these are game-changing plays, so you don't want to have it. The timing's good. He's going to the right person. Hunter could make this catch, but you can make it a little bit easier on him, put him on that left hip, and it's one of those things he might even back in for a touchdown.
Absolutely. Catch it, roll over. All right, moving ahead. This is the touchdown to Hooper. And this is a tight window right here. What's the concept they're looking to do here?
Yeah, so this is, I think a lot of people might call this sail. You're going to clear it out here with the number one receiver. This is where the defense sometimes gets confused because it's like, okay, who's two, who's three with the back to the same side? And you run a clear out, you got a diagonal, and a flag. And so it's a pretty simple read, especially against a one high safety. He's going to read that out, and we're going to see how these linebackers, so they in and out it. This safety and this, there we go. This safety and this linebacker, they in and out, so Hoop automatically gets leverage on this linebacker to run the flag, and the running back takes him out. Now, what you got to do is Polk's got to really clear this corner out, which at the end, I think he kind of thinks, oh, maybe this ball's coming to him. We kind of called this for love of the game route, like, you may get it, but really you're clearing it out for the guy. So Hooper gets leverage, and what I love here is the anticipation, because this is what I think you're seeing Drake realize. In the NFL, this is open. The guy has been cleared out. The outside linebacker takes the running back, and right now you got leverage right here. Throw him open, and it's a great anticipatory throw. A great job by Hooper going up and getting it at a high point, and it's a big touchdown for him. So these are, to me, you see the improvements each week with Drake becoming, I don't want to say an NFL quarterback. He's an NFL quarterback, third pick in the draft, but understanding I got to let this ball go sometimes to a spot and know my guy's gonna win the route for me.
It's a good throw right there, man.
Great throw. Great job by Hoop getting in the end zone.
Oh, good breakdown, buddy. Thanks for joining us again.
Good to do it.
All right, there's your player spotlight. More Patriots All Access will return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. Gillette's ultimate shaving experience.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access, everyone. Joining me now is Patriots quarterback Drake Maye. Good to see you, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. Describe what it has been like ever since you got here, ever since the day you got drafted and then came to New England. Has it been a whirlwind for you?
It's been a whirlwind for sure. I think definitely a long process to figure out where you're going, and really I just felt like it's been a blast. I think if that's first and foremost, this Patriot way, I think getting used to that, getting used to the culture, getting used to what Coach Mayo has done in his first year, what he's done and what he's kind of trying to create. And just with these players, you got a lot of veteran guys and kind of mixed with a young group. So just trying to mix it in and do my part. And I think that's been an adjustment for sure from college. But I think at the same time, we got something to look forward here for the Patriots in the future and looking forward to seeing what that's like.
What has been the biggest surprise making the jump now that you're here? What didn't you expect?
I just think this is my job. Like, this is, every day. No more going to school. No more. This is
school's over.
This is what I do for a living. I think that's kind of it had been an adjustment, but just kind of a realization that this is what I do. This is all I got to worry about. I'm living by myself up here, and it's the kind of playing ball and playing quarterback for the New England Patriots is basically all I got to do.
You've played 8 games so far. Do you still feel like you're a rookie?
No doubt. I think definitely times out there I still feel like a rookie. I think it's benefits having guys like Hunter Henry, and even Mondre, guys that made plays and have made plays in this league out there with me, and Big Mike up front. So I think it's been awesome having guys on the offense that have made plays in Patriots uniforms and at other places that have kind of helped brought me along. And it's been awesome with Jacoby. He's been the best, one of the best teammates that I've ever been around, and just a mentor to me, and learning how to study the call sheet and how to be a quarterback, and this responsibility that comes with being the quarterback of the New England Patriots. Obviously he was here before and knows what that was like. So it's been a blast.
You mentioned Jacoby, and I did want to bring him up because you took his job, right? But you guys have that bond and that friendship. Describe that.
I think it's just from the first time that I was announced a starter, he came in and said, "Hey, Drake, this is it's part of it, and it's not gonna make this awkward." I think kind of from that moment on, he kind of knew, what type of, teammate he was. And not only that, he came in, with the Jets game, for instance, and, his opportunity came when we got knocked out and ended up winning the ball game for us. So I think it was just a testament to him, testament to, I think, just our quarterback room. Kind of, we always try to keep the vibes up. I think, a lot of, quarterback rooms out there, you don't want, any awkwardness or kind of hostility.
Sure.
And I think that's been the best thing about, having me and Jacoby and Joe in there, where we're cheering for each other, we're pulling for each other, and you kind of see Jacoby on the sideline now of yelling at the refs and doing all that stuff.
Fighting for you.
Yelling at me to probably change the play sometimes. So he's been awesome.
Hey, Larry Bird said that at the end of each year, there's one thing I need to work on. If there's one thing you need to work on once the season's over, what would it be?
I think just still trying to learn football, how to learn.
Even though you played it all your life?
Coverages, yeah, learn coverages, learn how these defenses are trying to attack me or how they're trying to handle us offensively. I think just still learning more about what they're doing on the other side of the ball will only help me get the checks down faster, get the hot routes faster, get in and out of plays faster. I think that will all help down the road. I don't think it's hard to pinpoint that right now in season, but I think after the season, I think that could be something that you're always trying to improve as a quarterback.
I joke about this with you, but tell me about your accent.
Yeah, a little bit down south. People always say.
And when you're calling plays in the huddle,
exactly.
take me back.
I talk fast. Y'all can probably see here, listen to me talk now. I talk real fast, and unfortunately, my dad's got a stutter problem, so he passed that down to me. Hopefully, it isn't too bad yet. But
no, it's not bad at all.
I think those guys, I think they understand me okay. I think sometimes I talk fast, but other than that, I think in the plays, in the huddle, it's important. I think Coach Mayo preaches every good play starts with a good huddle, and kind of taking that and realize that that's true. I think a good play call and something as little as getting the play out right and making sure guys are lined up and just the confidence. I think it builds the confidence with a good break, and I think that goes a long way.
You've impressed a lot of people in the short amount of time that you've been here. Do you hear that noise? And when you hear it, how does it affect you?
I appreciate it. I think the biggest time that I hear is at the games. I think the fans are awesome. The fans are big time. Even at away games, you see a lot of Patriots fans all across the country. Some of the best fans in the NFL, and I think hearing that, I think just don't get on your high horse. Don't get too high. Don't get too low, and realize that I think these my play has to turn in some wins at some point, and I think that's the biggest thing for a quarterback is judging how many wins they got in the win column. So we need to do that part.
You mentioned the fans. Is it fun knowing that the fans really support Drake Maye?
I think it's awesome. Anytime the fan base is behind you, I think it's a good feeling. And like I said earlier, the responsibility of being the New England Patriots quarterback comes with a lot. So you want them to have your back, and you want to put out your best product for them.
How much pressure is there on you, knowing that you are the face of the franchise? And do you welcome it?
I wouldn't call it pressure. I think it's a privilege. I think it's a privilege. I think you work your whole life to get to this moment, and I think once this moment comes, I don't think you should lose sight of the fact that this is what you dreamed about playing in the NFL. And I think having that pressure, I think you turn into a privilege and hopefully get this thing rolling.
You're a rookie, but you're a quarterback. Just got here. How do you show your leadership skills even though you're young? You know what I'm saying? When you take over in that huddle, people are looking at you.
Yes, sir. That was a battle. That was a battle early on. Trying to judge the fact of, hey, I'm a 22-year-old, probably one of the youngest starting quarterbacks in the NFL now, but I got to lead this offense and this team with 30 and high 20-year-old dudes, and I think they've respected. I think coming here and just work hard and prove to them, hey, you don't want to be some hotshot rookie coming in as the top one of the top overall picks, trying to say showboating around. I think coming to work. I think that's kind of the Patriot motto is hard work works, is what Coach Mayo preaches, and I try to take that motto and use it to my advantage of earn the guys' respect, and then from there create kind of your own relationships with the guys. And I think you can kind of reach each guy differently, based on your relationship and kind of earn their respect. And then as more and more goes on, I think you kind of lead and kind of speak more and talk more in the huddle and talk more in meeting rooms, so little things like that.
I love your demeanor. I love the poise that you have. There's a calmness about you on the football field. Even when things go wrong, you have a tendency to settle things down. There's also a leniency that people have because you're a rookie. But when you look at the coaching staff, do you want the coaches to be hard on you? Do you expect that?
I think you expect to be, coached hard. I think that's what you want. That's what you want in, any player, no matter, how great or how much success you've had. You want to be coached hard. You want to be, treated like all the other guys in the locker room, no matter what position. I think for a quarterback, I think you need to probably coach the hardest. I think that's what my dad kind of at a young age instilled in me and my brothers. He was mostly our coaches growing up in youth sports, and he coached us harder than the other kids, and you respected that from my dad and kind of taught us, hey, this is part of it's on you. I think the pressure, like you mentioned the pressure earlier, the pressure is on you. So I think it's your time to be confident in yourself and trust your teammates and coaches around you.
Last question. If you could go back over the past, all the football players that you grew up watching, if you could throw a touchdown pass to one receiver, who would you pick?
I grew up a Panthers fan, and me and my older brothers love Steve Smith, so I'll probably say Steve Smith.
Steve Smith.
His great, watching him and Ice Up Son, and his whole motto was pretty cool growing up.
Enjoy the bye week.
Appreciate you. Yes,
Good
sir.
to see you.
Yes, sir.
Drake Maye, I guess we'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Christian Ellis, linebacker. I would say I'm a big video game guy. When the kids go down to bed, either me and my wife playing Call of Duty together, or I'm playing League of Legends with my friends, or I'm playing an MMO, or I'm playing whatever, board games. I'm a big game guy.
Chelsea!
Yeah, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me. Look at me.
I'm one of 12. I'm the third oldest. I have my older brother who plays for Atlanta, my younger brother who plays for Denver. I have my other younger brother who played for Philly. He's finding a home right now. But we're a very football family, and so growing up in the house, there's a lot of competition. My dad played in the league for 10 years, so it's crazy, but it's fun. My brothers would attest to this. If you didn't eat fast, I'm a fast eater, and it's because if you didn't eat fast, you wouldn't be able to go get seconds because there's so many other people who wanted to get seconds. It didn't happen all the time, but there were definitely some times where I'd go back and I'd be like, dang, I should have ate a little bit faster.
And now, this week's Next Gen Stat brought to you by AWS. Against the Colts on Sunday, Drake Maye added 59 rushing yards on 5 carries, including plus 25 rushing yards over expected. Maye has totaled 125 rushing yards over expected since becoming the starting quarterback in Week 6, the most by any quarterback over that span.
All right, welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for Side of Mayo, brought to you by our friends at Hellman's. Congratulations on your first challenge win as a head coach. Take us through the process. I've talked to you about this here on the show, but that exact one that happened, Drake slides, I think we could see real quick on the replay. What are you hearing upstairs from Evan?
Yeah, upstairs, it's I think we got it, and I also try to look at the jumbotron. So most of the time, those close plays come up on the jumbotron. I didn't get a very good look at it initially, but then they showed a few more replays. So kudos to our jumbotron operator.
It's the biggest one in the country.
Biggest one in the country, and just threw the challenge flag. And then there was another one later in the game where it was a questionable play at on that last drive, and I just never got a good view of it. But
we didn't either. But I thought we got a really good view of the Drake one. But I'm sure there's going to be a ton of them moving forward where you're not going to see the view, but you have the ultimate trust in those guys upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. I have, if they see something up there, then I definitely trust them.
All right, have a good bye, and we'll see you Arizona week. All right,
sounds good.
There you go. There's your head coach. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Sports Illustrated Tickets, 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets, 0 fees. Fans deserve better. Visit SITickets.com today. And by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
Lobs a throw for Gronkowski, left side, makes the catch over 2 defenders.
One of my favorite catches was versus the Buffalo Bills. Didn't even use my second hand, brought it in, toe tapped into the end zone. It was one of my favorite catches.
Yo soy fiesta.
He's got a little jiggle wiggle in the hip skill.
But hey, that's football, and you got to be a tough SOB.
Our latest episode of our Pass from the Past podcast is none other than tight end Rob Gronkowski. Listen and watch wherever you get your podcasts from.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios. Back with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. We mentioned the last game. It was a winnable game. How important was it to get that win for this franchise?
I think it's very important. I think they need to establish some sort of positivity, some winning culture. And for a rookie head coach, Mike, Jerod Mayo's got a message that he's trying to have permeate his locker room. They need to have some results. And, there's still a month left that they can get some of those. But that was a winnable game. They need to find a way to get some positive vibes heading into the offseason.
I might talk myself in circles here and push back on me here if you disagree with it, guys.
We will.
I love that. I love that, Steve. I think the result to me was secondary to them just having to show up. And I know that's a low bar. But after what we saw in Miami and all those pre-snap penalties, I wanted to see an operation that actually looked like an operation. So to me, that was more important than the result. And when I think big picture, I think they need better players in here at key positions and actually not winning. Now, I would never say don't win. You got to go try to win. But I think ultimately they accomplished something by getting back to what they were before that Miami game and maintaining a strong draft pick position to improve a roster that really needs help in certain areas. And I know I probably talk myself in circles a little bit hypocritical.
Here's what I want to challenge you. Are you contradicting yourself? Because the next 4 games...
Did I contradict myself?
Well, I'm not sure. But let's talk about this. Because the next 4 games, they're out of the playoffs. Okay? Yep. Playoffs? Yeah, they're out of them. Right. Okay? So now what? I mean... Players play to win the game.
Got to play to win. I'm not saying you don't do that.
Right. But do you really win with a better draft pick?
Well, and I'm not interested in the draft pick at all. That was last year. That was Drake Maye. They got the quarterback, and that was great. But now those things are on the back burner. Where I sort of disagree with Mike a little bit is just that I understand that the one-loss record is a product of the roster. And there's not a ton of talent here. So whether we're talking about 3 wins or 5 wins, it's really not that big of a difference. I do think it's important for these guys to understand that losing is not okay. Showing up is not, to me, just acceptable. I don't think there was a huge difference, as an example, with the way that some of those things unfolded from Miami to Indianapolis. I think that there was a huge difference in Tua and Anthony Richardson. And there were opportunities to make plays downfield that the Colts just missed. Yeah. And I think we'd be talking about a different story here. It had those unfolded in a different way. A couple of passes dropped on him and a couple of passes overthrown by Richardson. So I do think that they showed up. I agree with Mike. I think this team plays hard. I don't think there's been a problem with effort. I agree with Mike's second point. Talent. I think it's a talent issue.
It's a good conversation. I like what Paul said about the standard. It cannot be okay to lose. And I want to be clear. I'm not saying that. They got to go to win games, to reinforce the message. I guess I was judging it based on the fact that maybe my expectation coming into the game was what's it going to look like? Is it going to look like we saw in Miami, or is it going to look more like that team we saw the 4 games before? And so maybe I was a little bit too accepting, Paul, of the results.
No, it happens.
Drake Maye, the real deal. I like him. I like what I see in him. He doesn't get rattled. He's composed. He's poised. He looks downfield. They got to get talent around him. Do you agree? I think he's the future of the franchise.
Well, there's no question, and they do need more around him without a doubt, especially up front and with the wideouts. They need a lot more talent. Here's what I really like. So I thought against Chicago, ironically probably the Patriots' best game when they really dominated the game with defense. I didn't think he played particularly well that day. Comes back against the Rams the following week and had what I thought was the best game of his career after that. Then he goes down to Miami, again, not so great. He got shut out through 3 quarters. The offense did really nothing in the game. So another kind of subpar effort for Maye, and this was now his best game, in my opinion, against the Colts. So I like the way he sort of puts a bad performance or what he perceives as, a bit of less than what he wants, less than ideal, and he responds. That's a great sign for a young quarterback.
I think he's the best thing the organization has going for itself. I think incredibly promising prospect. And I heard Jerod Mayo mention it in his radio interview earlier this week. I mean, he said, we feel like we got a good piece. Now we got to build around him. He said the fans deserve better. I thought that was
It's like when you're in the draft rooms every year and they show the remotes and it's like, they pick a guy and they're like, we got our guy, Mike. we got Drake Maye. Now you got to get 52 others, maybe 50 or so. You got Barmore, you got Gonzalez. You got a few pieces here. You need more.
All right, guys. Well, good job as usual. It's a bye week. Rest up. Get ready, because we're coming back.
Yep. Come back. We'll finish strong.
We got another month.
Have to finish strong.
Definitely.
All right. That will do it for this edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Reese and Paul Perillo, I'm Steve Burton. Have a great week, everybody.